Hello, good morning. This is Natasha, founder of On Purpose Projects, bringing you another tip about how to create a high performance business website. A term I see a lot online is CRO, conversion rate optimization. People looking to hire a CRO expert, making sure their website is conversion rate optimized. And I just wanted to speak to those of you who aren't familiar with what that term is. It's becoming more and more common to use that terminology as it relates to website design and development. And essentially, CRO is essentially the psychological strategy behind how websites are created to maximize conversions. And CRO is a web of multiple factors. As we've talked before, conversion rate optimization is about when someone lands on your website, what are the variables that need to be in place to make sure you're maximizing your traffic so people who get to your website, the chances are higher, the chances are increased, they're going to do something, buy something, opt in, take an action, call you, things like that. And there's a few pillars that go into a conversion rate optimized website. And these are like advanced website strategy. So if you're a startup, these are definitely strategies to be thinking about. But if you're like, if you're more of a corporate or more established business, this is something that is really, really important for you to get the biggest bang for your buck with your website. Conversion rate optimization, I've talked about this one a lot. What does your website say? How is the wording done? Because like I said in a previous video, what a website says does more to emotionally compel us than ultimately what it looks like. A website can look fantastic, but if it's not resonating with us emotionally, we're not going to usually take any action towards getting some sort of benefit. The copy has to be web copy, it has to be emotionally compelling, it has to speak to a specific need that we have, a very unique, specific problem we're trying to solve. It has to show empathy, connection. It has to really emotionally engage your user. And so that is one part of CRO, is the copy itself. The design. CRO only works, you can only optimize your website for conversions when you know who you're selling to. This is something as well I've mentioned a lot, is having that client avatar. If you don't know who you're selling to, you can't present the site in a way that's going to connect to them. For example, you're going to sell, if you're selling something to a 16-year-old boy versus a 60-year-old female, the site is going to be designed in a very different way. So knowing who your end user is part of conversion rate optimization, because how you write that content, how you display that content, the design, how are you going to design it? You have to know who that particular page, be it a website or a landing page, is selling to. So if you're selling to a woman, you're going to design it probably more softly, like with a softer look than if you're selling it to a teenager who is super high tech, super into gaming, and it's flashy and it's dark, and if you're selling, it's just, you have to consider your user, right? To create that good, high trust, engaging, warm, welcoming experience, right? So the design suited to your user. The user experience, in the case of conversion optimization, a lot of times people want websites that are doing a lot of things. There's movement and pop-ups and chat boxes and parallax and animation and hover and videos, and those all have a place for sure. Animation and movement, it just kind of keeps you awake. It's important to be used, strategically. But if in your case, again, going back to who are you selling to and what kind of user experience is going to make that person feel connected. So again, if you're selling a game, like a video game thing, to a teenage boy, you can use a lot of flash and a lot of noise and animation and brightness and things moving. But if you're trying to sell, let's say, some sort of product to a 60-year-old female, that's not going to work. You have to dial it down. You have to dial down the movement. And I know for me, if I'm on a website and there's tons of stuff moving, it just stresses me out. So if someone's trying to create a website that connects to someone like me, they're going to want to dial down the movement, the animation, the hovers, the pop-ups, the beeps, the buttons. Like, it's just, again, it depends who you're selling to is going to be a factor in the conversion rate optimization. So things like that. So thinking through the copy, the design, the development, so being like what it looks like and how it works, the UI and the UX, and then things like that, like mobile optimization. How do your users use this website? Are they checking it on their phone? Do they use a tablet? Is it on a desktop? Like optimizing that site for how it's being used as well. If you're noticing like 60% of your users are mobile users, making sure your site is optimized for mobile, or else you have a mobile version of that website done. And conversion rate optimization, it takes a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking, usually very talented professional people. Conversion rate optimization is not usually something that entry-level, generalist, freelancers, web people think about. It's a very high-level psychological skill set because it's a process of testing as well. Like, okay, if we change this, how did that work? A/B testing. So if you're interested in conversion rate optimization, be ready to play the long game because it's a process of testing over time. There's so many great resources online. If you just Google CRO or conversion rate optimization, you'll read about it. There's books about it. It's a brilliant approach to your website, but it's not a quick fix. And no one's going to get it right the first time. Again, it's a process of testing and running split tests and things like that. But if you do want to go that route, again, just be ready. It's not a fast fix. Do not take it lightly. There's going to be a lot of thinking, a lot of what people sometimes feel is redundant. Why are we doing this? Why does this matter? But that's the philosophy. So anyway, so just wanted to give you a quick intro to CRO. And if you are in the place of starting to rebuild your website or starting a website from scratch and you're not really sure how to start and how to organize yourself, I'm going to put a link below to a course that I created all about how to plan your website, how to create it and set it up for success. Success being the project will be positioned to be on time, on budget, great communication, no stress. Anyway, check the link and I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon.